So this is my second time even just gonna mention it or talking about the Melly trial. As it's currently being active or ongoing. Hopefully this video give me just a little bit more clarity to what I already have. After they showed the Texas and shit, went in detail with Texas was sent to who and what where. That's how I kind of fell back on the case. At that time, it looked like Melly was coming home, but I said something in a Fredo Bang video, and y'all was like, "Well, they cooked his ass today." Right. So hopefully this video give me just a little bit more
I
clarity
knew he was
on
funny.
what's going on.
I watched this man thumbnail. I said, "Hey, he looked funny."
While the state says YNW Melly is a cold-blooded. While the defense says the state can't prove it.
3 years after arresting this young man and sticking him in a cell, the state looks at its case and says, "Oh man, this looks a little incompetent. Miramar police seems to have botched this investigation." And they call the Broward Sheriff's Office and ask them to come and look at the investigation upon which this entire prosecution rests.
Hey, yo, squad, what's the drill? Back with another video, man. YNW Melly was on his way to having the whole world in his palm. He climbed the ladder to success fairly quickly and was able to get superstar features in his rookie season. As a rapper, singer, and songwriter who emerged from Gifford, Florida, a small town with a history of drama and poverty, it would appear that Melly to get superstar features in his rookie season. As a rapper, singer, and songwriter who emerged from Gifford, Florida, a small town with a history of drama and poverty, it would appear that Melly beat the odds. With songs like Schmurder on My Mind, Mixed Personalities featuring Kanye West, Seidel featuring Juice WRLD, and 223s featuring Glock 9. Bruh wasn't missing at all.
Me as a nigga that really listen to Melly, YNW Melly, I be mad that them boys don't mention Butter Beacon, Blue Balenciaga.
You know what I find weird with society, bro? And I don't mean to like... Yeah, you know, I'm gonna just go ahead. Because I don't know if anybody else is thinking like this, but I find it real weird that people be saying, especially on YouTube, you will not get demonetized for saying, "What up, my nigga?" But if you say something like, "Schmurder," they might demonetize you. That's crazy, right? You don't ever think about that? I be thinking about that all the time because all these dudes that I be watching, you know, do the reaction videos. Like, thank you guys for those of you who be watching me. But as you could see, I'm trying to get more into reaction videos, and I started my own little thing here, doing my drawings on the side, right? But if you look back, all these reaction videos, bro, and I be thinking about it, I just don't be saying nothing. Nobody seems to have a problem with saying the N-word on YouTube. But you say anything that talks about self-deletion, deleting another person, or anything along that line, or the proper name for certain drugs or this, that, and the third, even you know, the name for certain illnesses, you can't even say that. It's like, yo, that's weird, bro, because these are all truths of reality. These are all truths of life, you know what I mean? So it's like, those things are out there and exist, and if we could speak on those things, then we could speak on the other things. And if we can't speak on those things, we shouldn't be able to speak on the other things. Like, if it's not okay to say Schmurder with the M on it on YouTube or wherever you're uploading this, how is it okay to say nigga? You know what I mean? Like, how? Like, how? The double standards, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't mean to get sidetracked, but I just feel like that's crazy, bro. This guy's not the first, second, nor third person who I've watched who, like, bleeped out common day words, but had no problem speaking. And yeah, they're black, so you could argue, oh, it's our word, we could say it. But nah, bro, I don't think like that, bro. None of that, bro. If you're gonna tell me they can't say it, we can't say it, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, you know, there's a time and place for everything, bro. So if you're saying we can't say certain things on YouTube, then that should include everything, bro. And you shouldn't let certain things slide. Because now, if you want to give me the argument of, oh, they can't say it because a child is watching, then what if a child watches this? He gonna think it's all right to be like, yeah, what up, nigga? You know what I mean? double standards of life, bro. But what I'ma do? But keep living, right? Like what I'ma do? But keep living. So.
City Girls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad they don't mention them tracks. Them the tracks I like the most. I don't like the Suicidal song. This is a decent song, but I like yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to this nigga.
However, you already know that the street dudes in
And if you go back to like watch them reaction video, I still do the same shit every time I hear them.
Florida really can't escape trouble. Whether they are guilty or not, it isn't the problem. The
This
drama
island
just
a
seems
little
to
big.
find these dudes in the daylight with a flashlight. After a few run-ins with the law during his ascent into stardom, the later incident will prove to be the most detrimental blow to his future. Mr. Melly is currently on trial and facing 2 counts of first-degree hit and possible loss of your life penalty for allegedly taking out his 2 friends and fellow rappers in the YNW collective, YNW Sakchaser and YNW Juvy. At this point, I'm sure Schmurda is the last thing on his mind, more like freedom, but nonetheless, he's been in that courtroom feeling the pressure. So just what's going to be the fate for YNW Melly? Will he spend the rest of his life behind bars? Will he get a lucky break in a light sentence? Or will he have to face any time at all? We're going to find out. So without further ado, let's skip the play and get down to business. YNW Melly was born Jamell Maurice Demons on May 1st, 1999. He was raised by a single...
Yeah, I was just supposed to say, it's Demon. Yeah, right? Why you doing all that, bro? You know
mother, Jamell Demons King, who was only 14 years old when she gave birth to him. He never knew his father, who was claimed to be another rapper named Dante the Gift Taylor. He has a younger brother, YNW Slime, who was also a rapper and pretty talented, might I add. Melly grew up in a poor, dangerous part of Gifford. He really a trench baby for real. So you already know the street organizations wasn't too far away. Naturally, he supposedly joined the Bloods gang at a young age. He started posting songs on his SoundCloud when he was 15 years old, influenced by artists like Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, and Lil Wayne. He adopted the stage name YNW Melly, which stands for Young Ninja World or Young New Wave, and co-founded a rap collective with the same name. The group...
See, we got somebody out here who's sticking to it, you know what I mean? Saying ninja, right? Saying, he say Schmurda, so he say ninja, and this, that, and the third. But you got other people who don't, you know what I mean? So, he doesn't show. Okay, he doing a reaction of somebody else's reaction or something, so let's just keep it pushing.
Included Anthony YNW Sakchaser Williams, Christopher YNW Juvy Thomas Jr., and Cortland YNW Bortland Henry. Unfortunately, Melly's career was overshadowed by his legal troubles. In October 2018, he was arrested for possession of ganja and paraphernalia. In January 2019, he was arrested again for ganja. On February 13th, though, 2019, he turned himself into the authorities after being accused of deleting YNW Sakchaser and YNW Juvy in October of 2018. According to the police, Melly and YNW Bortland staged the scene that looked like a drive-by and then drove them to the hospital where they were pronounced deceased. Melly denied the charges and pleaded not guilty. After several years behind bars, the trial finally began on June 12, 2023, with jury selection and opening statements. The trial is expected to last for several weeks, with dozens of witnesses and experts testifying for both sides. So what I'm about to...
Bro, that's how long trial be lasting? Several weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. What you think?
I thought this shit was like a week thing.
Mm-mm. Bro, you
so you mean to tell me them folks in jury duty, gotta be out of work or whatever, schooling for weeks to judge some shit?
Yes, bro. What you thought? In a high case like this, bro.
The more you fucking know.
Do now is give you all the details about what's been going down thus far. According to the prosecution, Demons and his associate, Cortland Malik Henry, shot and deleted Williams and Thomas on October 26, 2018 after leaving a recording studio in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. They then drove around the bodies in a gray Jeep Compass for several hours before taking them to the hospital and claiming that they were targets of a drive-by hit. The prosecution alleged that Demons and Henry staged the crimes by firing shots into the car from outside and then placing the strap near Williams' body. On day one of the trial, June 12, 2023, The defense and prosecution laid out their cases before breaking things down. The defense seemed like they were going to make a case that YNW Bortland was in fact the hitter. YNW Melly's attorney told the jury that Bortland had gunpowder residue on his hands and was wearing a change of clothes when he dropped off Juvy and Sakchaser's deceased bodies at the hospital. Oh man. Those were Bortland's lies, the attorney told the jury. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred, and he lies about not having the phone. In a shocking addition to the trial, prosecutors went ham and tried to prove that the rapper Fredo Bang picked up YNW Melly following the alleged crime.
Frederick Givens. Frederick Givens is also involved in the music.
Yo, but you know what? This Fredo Bang's actually really important, bro. Like that clue with him really important because people be saying or the defense is saying that like the prosecution got to prove that Melly was in the car at the time, this, that, and the third, right? Because he could have gotten out of the vehicle. But if he was dropped home, why would he need Fredo Banks to pick him up? And if he was dropped anywhere else, why would he not have another ride, situated, right? Like, so where is Fredo Banks picking him up from? So I feel like when these trials resume, I feel like if I was a prosecution, that's something I'd be targeting, and I would save that for the second or third week, or second or third segment of the trial, because I'd hit you with that, bro. Like, I get Fredo Bang's phone, get his location, where his phone was at that time, where he picked you up at, and if it matches the vicinity of where the crime allegedly went down, you get what I'm saying, gang? So Fredo Bang actually kind of important.
Industry, and he asked to be picked up. Frederick Givens, then about 11 minutes later, is sent another drop pin where Mr. Demons has moved a couple of meters.
They say that they have cell phone data that.
Because I mentioned this in the Free Melly video, right? I said I don't know the extent of his involvement or whatever the case may be, or what they said he did, but let's say if the homie right now, while I'm working, bro, he gonna give me middle of nowhere. I'm about to stop recording and go get him because the nigga's in need. Basically, I feel like me and homie is. Homie didn't mention nothing in the text saying this, that, and the third. He said, bro, can you come slide? So I gets there and take him to where the fuck he want to go. How the fuck I'm in? What the fuck? Why they dragging you in that? They seen the whole basis of the whole conversation.
What you mean? Why they
he
dragging
don't
you
habla
in
no
that?
English. He don't know shit.
That proves Melly sent Fredo.
Bro, what are you talking about, bro? Yes, like his literally what I just said, guys. Like the location of his phone, tracking where his phone went that night, could prove. All right, where did you go pick up Melly? Where is this location? You know what I mean? What's the proximity to where we think the crime went down? What time? All of that. Where did your phone go after you picked up Melly? All of that is important in a murder investigation, bro. Like, you see, that's why I don't do certain things no more, bro. Because I will get away. You feel me?
Fredo his location minutes after the incident, and Fredo arrived at the location a short time later. Prosecutors have been trying to get Fredo Bang to testify in the case. He refused to answer questions in July 2022.
Fredo Bang has invoked his Fifth Amendment right to not testify, to avoid giving statements that could be used against him and that would incriminate himself.
And that's pretty much it. The prosecution also told the jury about incriminating text messages YNW Melly sent friends following the incident. This individual is reaching out, asking if Mr. Demons is good after he's been tagged in multiple social media posts about the shooting. And Mr. Demons allegedly responds, "I did that ish." The jury was then shown surveillance footage of YNW Melly leaving the studio and getting into the car that Juvy and Sakchaser were hit in that night. In the dark turn of events, they also saw video.
This nigga said, what? I missed that part.
He said,
Right.
I did that.
Video of Sakchaser and Juvy's lifeless bodies being pulled out of the car at the hospital, as well as photos of the red-stained clothing.
What's item J?
Picture of the jean jacket that was provided by medical staff after deceased or from deceased.
With regards to this next photo of item J, there is an arrow indicating a circular area. Are you able to tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury if that is or is not a distressed portion of the jacket or is some sort of bullet defect?
Based on my experience in training, it appears to be something similar to.
It's stuff like that that really makes you feel the full impact of what actually went down. On day 2, June 13th, 2023, many interesting aspects of the case played out both in the courtroom and across social media, including a live stream video of the trial as the court was in progress via a YouTube feed. Just prior to his second court appearance, Melly promoted the trial's law and crime live stream on his own Instagram page, while prosecutors from the state of Florida looked to have the mother of YNW Juvy, born Christopher Thomas, identify her slain son on the stand. YNW Melly's defense attorneys attempted to block her from testifying. As the trial's jurors were temporarily removed from the courtroom, the defense argued that YNW Juvy's mother being allowed to testify could potentially have a serious impact on the jury. After hearing arguments from both sides, Judge John J. Murphy III decided to delay a ruling on whether or not Juvy's mom could testify until he could thoroughly look into everything. According to the Law and Crime Network, the families of both YNW Juvy and YNW Sakchaser become visibly frustrated at one point during the second day's proceedings when YNW Melly closed his eyes and folded his hands to pray before making what appeared to be a kiss-blowing gesture. I mean, man, can you really blame the fam? Things would be extremely sensitive during that trial and emotions would be hella high. After being shown initial footage of YNW Melly leaving the recording studio in Fort Lauderdale and getting in the same car in which the shooting occurred on the first day of the trial, jurors were shown more footage from both inside and outside of the studio. Additional key pieces of evidence presented on day 2 included photos of a Jeep Compass, which the prosecution claims Melly and his co-
If they leave the studio, what song did he record?
Bruh.
Y'all know in the chat. Let me know something.
Defendant YNW Portland used to make it appear as if the homies were slain in a drive-by. Day 3, June 14th, featured more evidence being brought to the table for the jury. Much of the morning included testimony from firearms expert Jorge Belo, who was brought in for firearms analysis according to Law and Crime News reporter Bryson Paul. The jury also heard from a lab expert who was brought in to analyze glass fragments at the scene. A crime scene supervisor also took the stand and testified. Photos showing Portland uninjured following the shooting were also presented to the jury. During the close of the day's session, Melly was also seen communicating with somebody in the gallery. The rapper mouthed something repeatedly and appeared to get upset. He then turned to his attorney and seemed to be having a tense conversation.
But his attorney just looking at him like, bruh, look at it, look at it. Don't worry about none of that. None of that nonsense matters. Take it easy. You'll be
That really
right.
caught the attention of the media. Perhaps bruh had that in mind. With day 4, June 15th, YNW Melly reported back to court and record exec Kevin Lyles was present during the hearing. Lyles' presence at the trial appeared to perturb the mother of YNW Sakchaser. Forensic scientist Tara Helsell took the stand and explained.
I ain't hear that word in forever.
Let me just say this. Because people be missing the fact.
Go ahead, tell them the facts.
This is this lady's son. This is all an assumption.
All right.
I'm assuming that she's really, because we don't know who did what. I'm not gonna say here right here.
Right.
But anyway, this is this woman's son.
That's the fact.
Under the full thought process that nigga did it.
Yeah.
So you get a motherfucker like Kevin Lyles with a lot of
He said, "Here's the fact." People missing the
power.
fact.
It's probably
That's
another
her
word
son.
for it, but for the sake of this part, with a lot of industry power,
I think we got that fact, bro.
siding with the person I think killed my son, I would hate that shit too. It don't look good. You know what I'm saying? It just don't look good. When you fully thinking that this person did something and you were backing him because of financial reasons. Because if this shit gets thrown out, acquitted, all that first tape back, a $30 million record all day long. $30 million record.
I get what you're saying.
I'm trying to tell you boys.
The science behind the gunpowder residue to the jury.
That part.
And when we talk about GSR, or gunshot residue,
But no, that's what I'm saying, bro. If he get acquitted and he come home,
you're aware that GSR can be found on clothes.
Yes, that's
music go crazy after that.
Did
Bro.
Detective Moretti send you any clothes of Cortland Henry?
He did not.
After that, the prosecution showed evidence from YNW Melly's Snapchat. The judge, John Murphy III, denied the prosecution's attempt to present Snapchat memories because a firearm and money were present, calling the video prejudicial. Following the ruling, Melly and his defense attorney, David A. Howard, shared a fist bump. More viral moments, huh, man? In a case of really, really, really good luck, Melly received another win when the judge ruled that the music video for Schmurder on My Mind could not be used in court. That was actually huge for real. Next, Felicia.
I feel like people need to stop bringing up that music video because it was made like years prior. Like years. I think 3 or 4 years before this incident. So it's like, dog, I don't think this man was plotting the death of his homies 3-4 years prior, bro. He probably didn't even think it was gonna be popping like this 3-4 years ago when he did that song. So like, chill, you know what I mean?
Holmes, the mother of YNW Melly's former girlfriend, Mariah Hamilton.
But see, like on the outside looking in, when you get to going to the music, that means you really ain't got shit.
What?
You going to some like on the outside looking in, when you get to going to the music, that means you really ain't got shit.
What are you talking about?
You going to something that was produced well before things transpired, and you like.
Oh, he mean the defense, the prosecution.
Don't look good. It don't look good.
That's what I'm saying, cuz like that song was years ago.
Now you just fishing for the small shit.
Right. Okay, right. You with me then?
You know what I'm saying?
Took the stand for the prosecution. Cold-blooded, man. It was presented that Holmes had inside knowledge of the incident, but was paid to keep quiet. They showed the jury Instagram post from Holmes complaining about the fact that the money was never sent. Wait until this trial, the message reads. I'm doing what I should have done in the beginning. They can call me Mrs. Snitch B.
If you think I was a beast before, wait until this trial. I'm not holding anything back. I'm doing what I should have done in the beginning. They can call me Miss Snitch.
Holmes testified that the state ruined her life and intimidated her into taking the stand.
How are you today?
Not good.
Not good.
No, I'm just, you know, I don't feel comfortable.
Are you nervous?
I feel threatened.
In a twist, YNW Melly's attorney pushed for a mistrial toward the close of the day, accusing the prosecution of having Holmes present out-of-court statements to the jury.
Yo, somebody commented saying that this electric razor be throwing y'all off. So when I use this, I'ma just pause this, John, so that I could mute this out. You feel me? So I'm gonna keep this pause real quick, cause I gotta use this right here. If anybody else finds the electric razor to be too distracting in these videos, yo, leave a comment down below and let me know. Cause that person who said it was the first person to say it, and it's been a couple weeks of these, so I don't know. I can see your point though, but I'm just trying to appeal to everybody, you know what I mean, or to as many people as possible. But again, needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. So if that dude is the only person who thinks it's distracting, I'm gonna get back to doing what I usually do, just running it, you know what I mean? But if other people think it's better to pause, use this muted post-production, then edit it and cut it up together, then cool. Like, this is the only time I'm gonna like have it play out just to explain what's going on, you feel me? But yeah, in the future, if you guys think having this running while the John is running is too distracting, then this is how we're gonna do it from here on out.
There was a small disturbance at the end of the day when YNW Sakchaser's mother told Melly, "I'm not going anywhere." She was asked to leave by authorities, in which YNW Melly reportedly got a big laugh out of it. That's crazy, bro. Day 5, June 16th, after a short delay due to a hospitalized juror, the day started with the news that the judge had denied YNW Melly's attorney's motion for a mistrial. I'm sure they was hurt by that one. There was also an issue of a juror questioning a bailiff about the mistrial motion before it was announced. The juror was then asked how they knew about the mistrial. The juror in question said that they heard about the motion last week from a defense attorney and had not found out from outside media or independent research, which would have then been grounds to have the juror removed. Both sides ultimately decided it was okay to let the juror stay on the trial. The first person to take the stand was emergency response worker Susanna Johnson, who discussed cell phone technology. A member of law enforcement also testified on the
topic. Is this the part that kind of... No, was it this part? It was some part where it was like, bro, why y'all even bring this motherfucker here? Like,
I mean, it could be.
This was the basis of pretty much the whole day, with the continuous objections and sidebars added into the mix. Typical trial BS.
Was funny,
Day
bro.
6 of the trial was June 19th, 2023, and the proceedings continue with FBI Special Agent Brendan Collins, who continued with analysis of cell phone data.
What can you tell us about where the blue phone and the red phone were at 3:20?
So generally in the area around New Era Studios.
Okay. As you're moving across the slide, what are we looking at?
So we see a series of towers that the red phone and the blue phone were observed by as they move from east to west. So you see there's still a line of towers generally in this area, kind of 1595.
Boring. However, YNW Melly received another win when the judge ruled that the prosecution committed discovery violations by trying to submit forensic evidence that was not previously disclosed.
And that seems to me to be a Richardson violation. There's discovery that's ongoing, you know about it, and you're not telling them about it until we're here in court. So as far as I'm ready is concerned, I think that's a discovery violation. And I'm finding it to be a discovery violation. I just think the only way it can be cured is he's not going to testify about this second procedure that happened. That's not coming in. That's new discovery. You know, the defense doesn't have an opportunity to depose the witness. The defense doesn't have an opportunity to do X, Y, and Z. And that's just not the way it should be.
As a result, that evidence would not be allowed to be used in the case. Also, Melly saw another witness testimony go in his favor when a DNA expert admitted that Melly's DNA was only found on the rear driver's side door handle of the car where the incident took place and not on any items found in the vehicle. Next, BSO Crime Lab DNA analyst Kurt Rhodes testified that Melly's DNA was among 3 other people on the scene. This makes things complicated if you ask me. That was pretty much it for the day though. Day 7, June 20th, things started off with testimony from undercover agent Danny Polo, who requested he take the stand with a mask on to conceal his identity due to his occupation. The agent explained he has a $50,000 bounty on his head as reasoning for the strange request. Judge John Murphy III allowed the request despite objection from YNW Melly's defense team. The mask issue took another turn when a juror revealed that they were uncomfortable with Polo's face covering, which led to another delay. Next, the prosecution went into a deep dive about YNW Melly's phone records in an attempt to prove that the messages on the phone are pertinent evidence to the case. Melly's defense team tried to shoot down the assertion that all of the messages were Melly's. Ultimately, Judge Murphy allowed the phone evidence to be presented. Agent Danny Polo continued his testimony for the prosecution by giving expert opinion on YNW Melly's alleged gang ties. Polo analyzed Melly's social media accounts and attempted to tie the South Florida rapper to gang activity based on photos and videos on Instagram and Twitter. At this moment, this is all I've been able to cover. But if you guys run this one up, I will do a follow-up with more breakdowns for y'all. So show some love. It is my assumption that next week is when the jury will have to decide whether Demons is guilty or not guilty of 2 counts of first-degree hit. If they find him guilty, they will also decide whether to recommend the end of your life penalty or life without parole. Under Florida law, at least 8 of the 12 jurors must agree on the penalty for it to be official. Otherwise, the judge will impose a life sentence. Until the next video, stay smart, stay alert, and stay real. I'm out, y'all.
And just like that, we still up in there about it too, man.